Alright, so welcome to the Gamingbrew channel where we love and play all things Dungeons and Dragons. Tonight is Rise of Harlock, episode 10. What's up, Randy? Before we get into it, a couple quick announcements. So this Thursday, doing a State of Erenel, going over some new stuff that's coming for the month, showing off 2 new races, new classes, new subclasses. And I think the most exciting thing isn't even a 5th edition content, it is a new channel feature that's coming that we get to show off on Thursday. And new ways to play. We have a new one-shot announcement coming up. So join me on Thursday at 7 o'clock. It's going to be a good one. If it's your first time here, we stream every Monday, Thursday, and Saturday at 7 o'clock with YouTube videos going up usually a day later. You can also get 5th edition content down in the vault below. Download the Warlord subclass, spells, races, shaman class, and all kinds of other goodies. But I'm curious to see how these guys... Grizzly Gear with the Twitch Prime 3-month streak. Nice.
Yeah, 3 months.
Resume in chat for Grizzly. But it's time to play some Rise of Harlock, and let's see if this group can survive the Revenant.
Can we get a pre-early effing chat, boys? Thanks.
So, on the last game, the Ghosty ones made your way to Lishkin's Folly Fort thanks to the help of Zunar from the Royal College. You talked with the Sightless here, not in person as you had hoped, but through a magic mirror, where he told you that it was not him that was constantly berating Sylvia with strange messages. That he also did not want you to kill Zuri as you had originally thought. You learned that the surrounding area is an old Olothine Dusk Elf settlement from before the sacrifice, and that undead waves were coming out towards Lishkin Folly and they were having to fight them back. And that the only person that could get close enough to the tomb was the elf Costas, who was currently making her way back to the fort after being somewhat spooked of some things that she saw. Ghosty ones decided to journey outwards in search of the tomb and hoping to run into Costas on the way there. As they did, you came across the sea of undead grasping claws that were emerging, and you fought your way through hordes of zombies. And as you settled down for a night's rest, you were attacked by a revenant. Revenant battle was difficult. Some of you fell, but were healed up. And we pick up right after that revenant attack. So it's still night. It was during the second watch. The revenant has died. His form slowly faded away. And then it was Silas who heard the whispers of the revenant marking him after the death.
Did everyone hear those whispers, or was it just Silas?
Just Silas.
Okay.
So, Ghosty ones, while it is still night, blackness around you in this bog-like swamp, what would y'all like to do?
I think we're gonna take a long rest.
I suppose I should maybe talk to Zunar's friend who is venturing out here. See if she can help us as well.
I have to come with you. I have to come with you. I can't stay around Echo.
I don't have to go anywhere to do that though.
We could.
Speaking of echoes,
As a reminder, it's Echo to Ikanik. So the once bulbous-eyed cat, Ikanik sees this monstrous rat tendrils out of its face. Lucan sees the same tendrils coming out of Ikanik's face, and Silas, you think you are a dusk elf.
and I think y'all are crazy.
I think Eek has 1 level of exhaustion, Sylvia has 2.
I have 2.
Gotcha.
Because
Yep.
the fight didn't allow us to get rid of it, right?
Yeah, this is like directly after. So if you were to take a long rest now, it would put you late morning when you woke up, and it removes 1 exhaustion per long rest.
Right.
Probably be
We'll,
for the
we'll want
best.
to do that. We'll probably want to do another long rest for Sylvia anyway. Moving at half speed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be dangerous.
Why doesn't Sylvia just ride on the steed?
Well, when we get into combat, I need to run away.
Oh.
For the inevitable not having the steed.
That's right.
But I'll use 3 charges on the wand to send Captain What's-Her-Face,
Captain Costas.
Captain Costas. Let's see. We're heading to the tomb, so I'll say, on our way to the tomb, friends of Zunar, can we meet you?
She's-
Terrain difficult. I'll spend the last like five words that I have to like describe where we are.
She says, I'm making my way back to the fort now. If you are by the Sea of Claws, I think I am a day and a half from you.
We're at the Garden of Claws.
Well, she's a day and a half away from us.
Which direction?
I don't know.
Probably from the direction we didn't come from.
Probably
Okay,
ahead
good.
of us.
That's 3 directions we didn't come from.
I can ask her tomorrow when I get more when I can use more of this.
I think we should take a rest for now and then figure out where to go from there.
Aye, that sounds good. I don't want to waste too much time standing in the same spot, though.
Are we going to assume that we handed off the sickle in the coin?
Never assume anything in D&D.
Yeah, do you want to hand away the sickle and do you want to smash a coin?
Yes, and well, yes for the coin.
On your short bow?
Yeah.
Alright, so you take the coin, and you the coin is silver with the symbol of Alma doing the eye in the center. You smash it against the short bow. And as you do, the coin like the short bow reinforces itself, and you see the slight shimmer that goes around the short bow. Now +1.
Cool. That's to attack and damage, right?
Yep. And you can drag short bow +1 from the journal too into the character sheet. Makes it easier. Instead of like going into it and making it a +1.
Oh, I already went into it.
Okay.
I will take the sickle out of the bag.
Lucan, maybe you should go look around camp and keep guard while we're still here.
I suppose that could be done. I am not worse for wears, unlike some of us. That being said, though, I will leave Echo here in case I need to talk to you.
I don't think that's a good idea. Echo kind of has better eyes than you do.
Surprisingly, that's not true. And as long as I'm within 100 paces of the campfire, I can talk through Echo and warn you of anything.
Oh, but Echo's really creepy.
That may be so, but we're here for our protection.
I
and
mean,
being
why does
cautious.
she... There's tentacles coming out of her mouth, though.
Yeah, it'd be about the same ones that I'm seeing from yours, but
I don't have any tentacles coming out of my mouth. It's just a
You're
beak.
just the cat.
Like,
I can't imagine how gross the blah would be with beak tentacles. You know what? I think it might be a best idea if I just take a quick stroll, see if anything's nearby. Maybe that Revenant isn't alone.
we killed the Revenant.
Correct. He might not be alone, though.
There might be more as we get further in.
Oh.
I fear we are far from done.
Well, I think this next time we shouldn't attack him on sight. if he comes back, or if one similar to him comes back.
I agree. We'll watch him from afar, like we saw him.
I think we should save our resources for this artifact.
Yuska, can you go with me to look for some food?
I can do that, little buddy.
Okay.
We shouldn't venture too far from each other, though.
It's okay, I have Yuska.
We should stay close to our friends for sure.
She'd climb up on top of Yuska and look around.
Climbing up,
Find
Echo
some
looks at you and
food.
goes. So Ikenik doing that at Echo. Luke, can you see Ikenik look at you and go?
All
I
these
don't think I've
feelers.
deserved any of this.
Your cat started it. Come on, Yuska.
I'm not gonna venture too far out, but we'll
Okay.
so whatever we can scrounge.
I'm looking for edible food, but not berries. Because I don't know what time of day it is.
It is 3 o'clock in the morning or so.
Like AM, or we're talking about like afternoon?
AM.
Oh yeah, I'm not picking berries.
Ah, you remembered.
I am fucking Ikea. I write everything down.
Don't want to piss off the man of green theory.
Actually, I probably should, because that would be better than this. So we're gonna look for stuff. Maybe some edible bark.
Give me a. You could give me a perception, and you give me a survival.
Keys.
Oh,
Did you roll a nat one?
that one and a crit.
Oh man.
So you're passive
Oh, I
still.
have disadvantage. Oh shit.
Oh,
We're off to a
Ghosty one's in full form tonight.
True name. True
The further we
name.
walk away from camp, Eek just starts shaking on your shoulders. And then the more we start walking, she just starts gyrating, and then it's like choking you. She gets really scared. She's like, yes, God! I heard something behind us.
I'm going to go grab blessed real life dice. real
Did you
quick.
did you fucking leave the gravity dice away from your desk?
It is on top of my wormwood case right
You
now.
fucked us. This is your fault.
I did nothing. I accept no responsibility. I'll be right back.
We have to monitor the rolls from this point on now.
Oh God.
So while you two are out searching, having a hard time, Sylvia is sleeping.
Yeah, I'm just resting.
Silas is resting.
Yeah.
Lucan, are you going out too? Or are you staying close by?
I'm gonna stay at the campfire. Since Eeks decided to leave, there's no point really for me to leave.
Okay.
If talking with Sylvia cancels her long rest, I won't talk to her. Otherwise, I would like to talk to her a bit.
Oh yeah, she can rest without sleeping because she's undead. Or because she's ashen.
Sylvia, that Revenant had a liking towards you. Is there anything that you did to deserve that?
Not that I can recall. I mean, at one point I had this weird voice say something to me, but
It doesn't seem
I
that
don't
new.
okay, but it was different than what I normally hear. It was spookier, I guess. It said, first the fox, then the stag.
That doesn't mean anything to me.
Normie.
Stag and then the fox. Could the fox be a Rusko or something like that?
Could
Or an
be.
actual fox?
Also
Was it-
could be.
Could it have been a was it the Revenant that was talking to you, do you think then?
The only way I would know for sure is if the Revenant talked to me. Like, other than that, it's just a guess.
Fair enough. If you hear those voices again, let us know. That voice might be his way of letting you know that he's going to fight you, maybe.
Yeah.
Or perhaps people just like to talk to you.
I mean, that seems to be a common occurrence lately, so.
Yes, it does. It's worrying.
To a very extreme extent, it worries me as well.
Yep. And then at that, Lucan will probably just spend some time reading his book.
Okay.
One of his many books that he carries with him now. I'll probably read some of Bodrick's adventures. Yeah, I think that sounds like a good time for that. Some lighthearted, adventuring fun.
Just farm the Revenant for XP until you go insane. So, Yusuke and Iki guys eventually make your way back, since you're not going out too far.
Yeah.
And as you
We
do,
really don't bring anything, do we?
no, nothing looks edible. It just, it's partly because you're sort of too scared to look too far away. And partly because there's just not a lot of edible food here.
Yeah.
But you make your way back to the camp. Besides the calling of ravens and crows, you can hear bubbles from the swamp. Just burp, burp, burp. You can hear small frogs. But the rest of the night is relatively uneventful. And since you sleep a little bit into the morning for a full 8 hours of rest, get your health back and your spells, drop off a point of exhaustion. It's mid-afternoon by the time you are ready to disembark from your camp.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Before finishing the long rest, are we close? Excuse me. Are we close to a swamp, bubbly bit?
Yeah, you're pretty close to one.
Okay.
Or like a bog pool.
A bog pool. Eek would go and investigate it. Just like nonchalantly, like looking at it and sniffing it and trying to decipher if it's like super potent or if it's just like stinky water.
It's more,
Mix.
it's not super potent. It's more of a, just kind of a stagnant bog pod in this area.
Okay.
At this time of year too, you guys are in the fall, so it's a little cooler. So
Okay.
the smell isn't like as awful as it would be. But nothing jumps at you as being like supernatural or like arcana. It's more of just a stinky bog in this forest.
Oh no, she wasn't looking for that at all. She was more like trying to examine if it could be a viable replacement to her oil in some
Okay.
potent way, but not the same way. By deciphering that's just normal shit, she's gonna go back.
Coming back,
Alright.
Silas, give me a wisdom saving throw.
I need to level up.
I'm going to whisper you.
Whispers. Sylvia, I'm glad you brought up the quote. It's pretty important, I think.
Yeah, I felt like it was as well.
Yeah.
That's what that whole conversation was for, so that everybody knew that set of words.
It's just you though, you and Sylvia.
And Silas, but Silas already knew it.
Oh
But
yeah.
Yeah, but we don't know that he knows it.
This is true.
Well, now you know.
Getting ready to
No,
disembark.
he didn't tell it.
Before we leave, I'm gonna just send Captain Costa again.
Okay.
To let her know that we are leaving the Garden of Claws, heading towards the tomb.
I'm heading south towards the fort. We may come close. Get a slight rain starts to fall over the treetops here in the forest, in the shadows of the Raven Roost Mountains. And as you all pack up your things, put out the fire, Silas boards his nevermore steed Is Yusuke, do you want to riding horse it and then you guys ride, or do you want to walk?
Yeah, I'll turn into a warhorse.
Okay.
Help us gain a little extra time.
Eek is gonna sit on her pillow that she took from Zilri.
Yeah.
Sit on Yuska.
And you go northward, deeper into this swamp-like terrain. Every so often, as you guys are walking at a, you're able to make a fast pace here because of the swamp, but it is, you do move a little bit faster. The swamp isn't deep, and the foliage isn't tight enough to really make it difficult to move. But as you guys are trotting through, every so often you just hear the moans, almost like a cacophony of undead, and you can hear like small patches of them, different areas around you. Never coming towards you, just kind of shambling about.
Every single time there's like a little zombie groan. Eek's like, and the pillow is slowly moved to hug her chest.
The light rain makes this mist more prominent, and it gets a little bit tougher to see, but whoever's in the front and whoever's in the back, give me a perception from 2 people.
I don't know.
Well, I imagine Silas is in the front.
Yeah, sounds good.
I'm probably in the back because I imagine Lucan is riding with Eek and Yuska, but
No,
Eek
you're
would
not.
walk behind.
You're
Well, I mean, I'm not walking.
You're not
So maybe
riding my
I'm
bear.
riding with Eek and Yuska, and you're riding with Silas then?
Alright, that's fine. I'll ride with the person that eats my people.
Your cat has tentacles for a face.
Perception.
I think that makes you in the back, Sylvia, because Eek would be in front of you.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh God.
Okay, so neither of you see much, but thankfully Yusuke has pretty good passive perception even as a horse. You've heard for a couple hours now as you've been trotting through this bog, different moans and groans of some undead. But Yusuke, you pick up maybe 200 feet in front of you, directly in your path. Not moans, but the vicious tearing of flesh. Almost like a undead feast is going on in front of you. Now the bog it shrouds what you can see, and the mist is so thick that you can't see anything that far. But you do just pick up, thanks to your high perception and your feet, just
I don't want to go anymore. Sylvia,
the horse
Sylvia.
neighs.
Frantic neighing.
The pillow drops and Eek like hugs onto Yuska's like horse neck. She's like, oh, okay, guys, stop, guys, stop.
I'll take it something is up ahead.
She doesn't say anything.
I'll take that as a yes from Yuska.
It's as good as a yes. Yes. I'll hop off the Nevermore steed.
So you can go towards it,
I'll get
you can go around it.
I'll get off Yuska.
Be careful.
With my short bow.
Okay.
One day
Yeah,
for yes,
I'm
two
gonna-
days for no.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk towards it. I'll have my lantern in my one hand with the light spell in hopes that it will help with some of the fog as I walk forward.
Okay.
Resmir be with you.
Sylvia, you're coming with me though, right? Like I'm not
Yes.
alone.
Yeah, I'm going with you.
Alright, cool. I want to die.
Die alone.
So Silas and the Nevermore steed, Yusuke and horse form, Ikanik are staying back. Luca and Sylvia, you guys are going forward. Give me stealth rolls.
Yuska can move if he wants to. Eek is just like strangling him as much as she can with her little arms.
I'll stay back with Silas. Let them move up a little bit.
You step forward into the bog, being very cognizant of your footfall so you don't splash, you don't step on any roots and trees. But the 16, 17, you feel pretty stealthy, and the fog does helps the stealth. The lantern shines a little bit brighter as you pierce the veil.
Oh,
Oh.
pa-dum-ching.
Yeah, it's a good band.
So Lucan with Echo on his shoulder, Sylvia making your way through this bog. The bog eventually goes about 100 feet, and then it turns a little more harder ground. You step through the forest, and up ahead you can see 3 undead beings. Their backs to you. And Sylvia, having experience with ghouls, you notice that there are 3 ghouls feasting on what looks to be some sort of flesh in the ground in front of them.
We should be careful going from here. I see.
Do you think we can take them?
With the rest of the team, yes, but maybe not just us by ourselves.
Well, yes, I would rather not fight multiple things on my own like that. Is it just the 3 of them? I can't see all that well.
From what I can see, yeah.
All right. I'll send Echo back just a couple paces while we walk forward. Then.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. So I will walk forward with Sylvia, and then I will send Echo back with the command to let them know to head forward.
Okay.
Probably some like weird, like almost like eye rolly thing in the direction, and then just starts walking off.
What's the range on sharp bows again? I can't remember.
Long. It's like 80.
80? Yeah.
It's
320 or
80.
something like that.
Yeah.
So as you guys are waiting, you see Echo emerge out of the fog, walk up to you. Yeah, so it's like you're drawn to him, kind of. You think he's very helpful.
Okay.
Gonna eat him?
So Echo kind of nods in the direction, and you get the sense that he wants you to follow him.
Yusuke, don't go.
I'll start going forward.
So while you guys are coming up,
Start moving over.
give me stealth rolls. And I need your Nevermore steed to make a stealth roll too.
Do I need just the steed to make a stealth roll?
Yeah, just the steed.
Before they get there, I'm taking a shot.
If he's taking a shot, I'll Eldritch Blast the same one, like a second afterwards, after seeing that he's engaging.
Okay, so if you engage while they're walking up, it'll just take them another round to get to you. So it'll be a round of you both, then the ghouls and you both, and then the whole group together. So they can cover the distance.
Okay.
They're 45 feet away. We should be fine.
Maybe.
All right, so you guys will get a surprise round.
Fine.
Luke and Sylvia, you guys will have a surprise round. So give me some initiative.
Do we have music with our death?
If it's playing, I don't hear it.
Can you hear now?
It just started.
Yeah, I can hear now.
All right.
That's a critical hit as well. Who's surprised?
Well, I'm laggy. My roll 20 is trying to catch up. All right. You can Silas if you're on roll 2. It'll skip you for a couple turns. Nice roll.
Oh, nice.
All right, so the surprise 20 hits and a 14 will hit. You guys attacking which one? The left one?
Yeah, mine's also a critical hit.
Yep.
Because it's assassinate. I roll an extra 2d6. Or just one.
Oh, you got double ones on your sneak. No. Yeah,
I
roll
know,
it again.
Is it just 1d6 or 2?
You'd be rolling 2d6. You
2d6.
add 1 dice.
So testing out your new short bow. The arrow flies through as the ghoul has just put a huge chunk of something in his mouth and rips and tears. The arrow connects through the back of his skull and out his mouth, shish kebabbing what he was eating. He's still there, but he took some heavy damage from you. And then Luke and you're just blasting the one on the right.
Oh, I'm gonna hit the same one that Sylvia hit. I thought she was hitting the right.
Okay, gotcha. So then as
I
the
thought it was 2. That's
as-
okay though. That's no matter.
as the Eldritch Blast fires through, the arrow hits and the ghoul falls, and the Eldritch Blast smacks him in the back of the neck too, and his head just flops off as you drop him. So this would be back to surprise round's over. So this is the top of the round. Silas, Yusuke, Ikanik, you guys see that combat has started, and you start to dash towards them to help them out. But you're still a round away. Sylvia, the ghouls have stood up now. Flesh and blood hanging from their mouths. They turn and they look at you with ghostly wide eyes, and they start to charge.
I'll shoot the one on the right.
Okay. "13's enough. 4, 6.
Damn, sucks tonight. That's the end of the turn.
Yusuke dashes Lucan.
I'm gonna Eldritch Blast the rightmost one, and then as a bonus action, I'm gonna bring Echo back to me.
Okay. Those 1 force rolls, a 9 misses though as you shoot it, and the ground in front of it explodes, and it just keeps charging through the unturned ground. Then Echo appears next to you. Silas dashes up. Ikanik holding on. The ghoul uses its full 60 feet of movement with the dash to get right in front of Sylvia. Second ghoul does the same. Top of the round. Sylvia, you can see your party behind you is now getting pretty close, and now you guys are where you are on the map.
Yep. I'm gonna use my bonus action to put my bow away and take out my sword.
Got it?
And I'm gonna hit the one on the right of me.
Okay. Nice. 20 for 7. So as it lumbers forward, you jam your short sword up into its gullet. Still coming at you and chomping, but it took some damage. He's in horse form.
Okay. So can I possibly move like right next to the ghoul?
Mhm.
So I got.
With me on it?
Yeah, we're doing this.
No!
Just going right in.
Disadvantage.
So I'm gonna run up, and I'm going to use my trampling charge as part of my hooves attack. So it's +6 to hit.
Okay.
1d20.
That's for size reference. 23 hits.
Let's see, what is that? 2d6 +4. Wild shape is nice.
Yeah.
I should have went for what is it? The shape shifting one. Let's see.
11
And-
points of damage. Is he prone?
Well, he has to roll. All right. So with trampling charge, if I move at least 20 feet straight towards a creature and then hit it with a hooves attack, the target must succeed a DC 14 strength saving throw, or it's knocked prone.
Fail.
Yay!
If the target is prone, the horse can make another attack with its hooves against it.
Hey!
Go for it.
Get that bread.
If you pretty much hit him, so he's prone, so you get advantage.
Typing's hard. Oh, advantage. Thank God.
Eh.
23 hits? Yeah, it kills him. He's dead for sure. So you kick him, knock him down, then you just step on his head.
Yeah, it's circled in there. That's what it is. That's Yuska's turn.
Lucan, terrified Ikanik is holding on as you see the horse rush up and smash this ghoul.
Alright, I'm gonna take a step to the side from all that action, and then I'm gonna Eldritch Blast the ghoul that's still standing.
17 for 7, that's a hit.
Huzzah. I
Bow!
can do things.
Huzzah!
Can you ever push somebody with Eldritch Blast?
Take the
Yes,
invocation,
I
yeah?
was actually gonna get that invocation when we level up.
Oh, okay. I was curious.
Oh, that Ashen. Silas.
It's one of those days.
Alright. Silas is gonna ride the horse up there. We're gonna try out the new
So you rush forward but just with a 9, you swing and just go over the ghoul's head as the Eldritch Blast had hit it in a way that made his neck kind of duck under you. So you ride past and just miss. 11 misses too. Swing and a miss.
You have to get used to your new weapons. It's
Just
understandable.
behind the horse.
Ikanik.
All I got.
Eek is holding on to, clawing at Yuska's neck with one hand, and she's like kind of looking across his neck about where the other ghoul is, and she's like squealing the whole time, and she reaches behind her and grabs a weapon, which happens to be a dagger, and chucks it.
Okay.
Uh,
So range attack with a dagger, 10 misses. The dagger goes and it hits the ghoul, but it hit him with the hilt side, so it's like blink, falls down next to him.
that's your turn.
The ghoul
This is why we're gonna die.
The ghoul with the 1 is going to attack the steed. It's going to bite,
I figured it's okay. Like,
and he's going to claw the steed.
This for 5.
So he bites onto the Nevermore steed into its chest, and then he pulls back and he swings its claws. As he swings the claws, you can see this like green poison that like permeates off of the tips of his fingernails, and then he swipes and he misses. Top of the round, Sylvia.
I'll take a swipe at him.
So with the 16 for 12, Sylvia, how would you like to do this?
As I see him go to take a bite at the steed, I chop off one of his arms and then I chop his head off.
Nice. The ghoul falls in front of Sylvia.
does his body release like ooze, like poisonous ooze?
No.
I had to say something.
Cuts and falls.
It's very important for Eek.
Yeah.
He does
It's
have
also
the
very bad for my memory.
you can his fingers still give off the green kind of ooze and sludge that falls from his fingernails, but he easily dispatched the ghouls with some well-timed sneak attacks and stealth play. Now the 5 of you are still, you've left this bog area and you're going more into a just a dense, dark forest. The fog's still around you, but combat is over.
Eek climbs off of Yuska and goes towards the odd-looking fingers. She'll sniff it. She'll like pick one up and sniff it.
Okay.
Yuska will grab Eek's dagger with his mouth.
She'll take it. Thank you, Yuska.
So,
I'm gonna send Echo over, and Echo's gonna sniff the fingers as well.
How close is Echo?
okay.
Like within you could probably just go like this and start petting head.
She will stab her. Just with the dagger that she got, just move her hand out and stab.
Stab at Echo. Make an attack roll.
Yeah.
Completely uncalled for.
You're too close, man. There's tentacles. She could feel them. Okay. I think it's a +4. No, it's proficiency.
Kill my cat. That's awful.
Yeah. If you hit, you pretty much kill it.
Bad.
Yeah.
It's got 2 health. Yeah, he's dead.
Oh, it just destroys
Oh,
it.
that's my cat.
And then she goes back to the fingers.
So the fingers, as you guys smell, the biggest thing is the stench of these ghouls is putrid and it's disgusting. The fingers themselves, though, fighting through that tough, rotten stench of just the ghoul's form, it has a It's like a sour smell. Very
Like sour milk.
like yeah, sour, like a soury milk smell.
Ooh, mm. Like the same. Never mind.
Make a nature check.
Yes. Because the next thing she's gonna do is lick it.
With a 9. You feel pretty sure that it's some type of poison, but you're not able to put to what kind of poison it is.
Oh, that's okay. She will take out 4 arrows from her hilt and the dagger that's still in her hand, and she'll just like try to smear as much of that gooey stuff on them.
Give me
And
a
gingerly, yeah,
give me a pure dexterity roll.
sure.
19. So you're able to very easily cover up the stuff a little bit as you're doing this very expertly. Just a little tinge of it touches your finger, and it goes a little numb, but it doesn't bother you. And you continue to cover up the arrows.
She wants to kind of get the dagger a little bit coated, just a little bit, but she'll hold it. She won't put the dagger back. And then she'll be done.
And seeing Echo being stabbed by your friend, Lucan, give me a wisdom save. Okay. You get the slight rage that builds inside you, but you're a man of light and law, and you're able to push it back down. Although you can still rage if you want. You fight off
I'm
madness.
gonna be a little upset. You do know, Ikanik, just because Echo can come back does not mean that it's okay for you to kill the eyes of Resmir.
What? What?
And Lucan's just gonna like open palmed like point at the dead cat next to her with the wound facing Ikanik. That right there.
Oh, I
I
thought.
saw you do it.
Oh, I thought
It would've-
Echo would just poof, like the steed. Oh. Well, do we have to carry her? There's still like
Yeah,
tentacles.
typically when you kill something, you carry it. I think it'd probably be best that you carry her at least some of the way.
Can I take the tentacles off of her face?
She has no tentacles, so there's not much to take off.
Yeah,
That's
wisdom.
not a yes.
Silas, give me a wisdom save too. Because you had just rolled that you were bound to Echo.
Yep.
Silas, you are pissed off at Ikanik for killing your friend.
Equal. As long as she sees that Lucan is okay with it, she'll try to like examine the tentacles and try to cut them off of Eek's face. Not Eek's. She won't cut Eek's face. She'll just try to cut the tentacles.
So
Ikanik,
what does that look like for us?
she's leaning down and she's just like, she's picking up nothing. You guys just see her moving around the cat very strangely, but not touching the cat.
I slam my longsword between her and the cat.
What was that for? Silas, that could have hurt me.
You killed the cat.
She comes back, and she was really close, and there's tentacles. I'm just trying to get the tentacles.
There's
I mean,
no tentacles.
But there is.
No, there's not.
But it's right there.
You make those tentacles.
I mean, Yuska can see them.
That was one.
Tentacles or no tentacles, there's no fun or any honor in playing with a dead thing.
Well, I don't agree with that. But that's okay. Yuska said that's okay. Not
Yuska
agreeing.
said nothing.
Well, not now, like before when we were like walking. Not recently, but like Yuska said it was okay to disagree with some people.
Pertaining to playing with dead things, he's okay with that. that doesn't break any form of religious bond between either of you? And
She would look at Yuska.
The horse looks back.
No, I think Theriel. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right, Yuska. No, okay. So Theriel would be totally fine with it.
Confused name.
Lucan will snap his fingers and dismiss Echo, and I'll resummon her tonight probably.
Okay.
Oh, your cam is
Your
gone.
cam
Well,
is
you
gone.
can want.
She'll try to pick up a tentacle that she cut off.
In your eyes, you hold it up. Everyone else, you're just holding up nothing. It's very slimy.
Mm.
It's like holding an eel.
Should like lick it a little bit.
Concerned name.
I got a tentacle right here. I'll put it in my bag now.
Alright, well let's head off before this small one here starts licking the ground as well.
She's
She's already
down
licking the air, halfway there.
there.
I
She's
agree.
going back on Yuska.
I just want to take a quick peek to see what they're eating.
Okay. So going up to the pile. It looks to be like a actually, would you? Yeah, you know. It looks to be the upper torso, but mainly just the neck and the head and a little bit of a shoulder of a white stag. But it has been thoroughly chewed, ripped apart. It's more of a bloody mess than anything anymore. But there are tufts of fur, bits of horn. Don't tell his high wisdom. Yeah.
I'm gonna pick up some of the fur and some of the horn.
Okay.
And put it in my bag.
Yeah, easy enough to do. Wiping off a little bit of saliva, but it is salvageable.
Yuska, if he sees this in horse form, he'll like go up and like paw the ground and like try to point. Just like, bury.
I don't think we can bury this large of a thing right now.
I don't think we have the time.
I agree. We should keep making progress.
Would this be of any concern, this pile of remains?
I think we should cover it up because it's their real symbol. Okay.
Do we
Maybe
all
like
know that it's a stag?
get off Yuska.
I'll say it again, Sylvia.
Do we all know that it's a stag?
Yeah, it's pretty recognizable once you get close to it and see the horns and the white tufts.
Eek would start.
The horn's still intact.
No, it's ripped apart, broken.
Okay.
Eek would gather some moss and pebbles and just start going. And she's like, okay, we need to, I can't really dig, so we need to get some stuff and put it on the stag, please.
I think we should keep going before more of those ghouls show up.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if they're attracted to it. I'm sure we can spend a moment.
I'll pick up a handful of dirt and just throw it on the
No,
stag.
no, don't throw it. Don't throw it. Oh.
I'm gonna cast Mage Hand and kind of just like collect handfuls of dirt and just plop them on top.
Okay.
Yuska will help as best as a horse can, just so we don't spend like more than like 5 or 10 minutes.
Sure.
I would even say we just spend 5 minutes doing it.
Yeah.
But at the end, Eek would try to smooth everything over, and then she'd look at Yuska like, "Do you want to say some words?"
Box cutter fly says put a blanket over it. chat.
Yusuke will neigh some small prayers to them.
So we're having a horse-led eulogy right now for this like ripped flesh and a couple pieces of horse.
It's for Therial, so he understands.
The god of nature would be pleased.
And then we can carry on our way.
Also, low intelligence, high wisdom. So.
Can we keep going, please? He keeps rolling stuff.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yep.
So luckily,
Let's keep going.
I didn't roll any random encounters as you guys did perform this service. You mount. So, just so I have it for visual reference, Ikanik is on Yiska.
Yes.
Lucan's is Silas. Sylvia is on Yiska. So it looks kind of like this right here.
Yeah.
And do you want marching order like this?
I think Silas in the front.
Silas in the front. So, zoop. All right. So continuing
I'll go
on.
and burn my other wild shape just whenever it pops off.
I'm pretty sure we left that pillow behind, so now we're down to one pillow.
I think we'll be okay.
So you burn your wild shape to keep going. Now leaving.
Just for however long we've been traveling, I think it only lasts like 2 hours.
Oh yeah, definitely. So you started later in the day, which slows movement a bit, unless you want to go through past dusk and going into the dark and keep traveling. But you continue traveling forward. The areas around you, it almost seems like the moans of the undead get less and less as you're going deeper into this area. And then it gets to a point where the forest changes from being the dark, boggish, mist-covered, heavy or highly dense forest. And it gets more and more to being just a pine. The mist slowly recedes a bit. It still has like a small cover on the ground, but the air is not as cool. You hear more wildlife, more birds, and it's nice. It's relaxing from being where you came from to being now. It's almost like you're moving away from whatever threat was once there. But you are moving in the same direction that Costas was talking to you about. But you continue forward. Nothing else jumps out at you as dangerous or of note. Do you want to push through the night, or do you want to stop and make camp?
I'm okay pushing into the night now that the forest seems friendlier.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I say we go until we hit a point where we're risking exhaustion, and then stop there.
Yeah, especially since we missed out on 8 hours the other day.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would
Yeah,
probably
should-
just have my lantern on so I can see.
Is Zeke still frightened?
No. And Lucan, looking back at Eek, the mind flayery tentacle face has gone. And Silas, you kind of shake your head a bit. You're not an elf.
Eek would try to hurry Yuska along to get up with Silas. Go, Yuska, go.
Mhm. I'm probably still a horse at this point, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Wait, no.
I just give it. It's fine. Yeah. I just give you the time for travel. Push it on through the night. Silas and...
Eek wants to be up front.
Okay, so who wants to give me perception in the front and the back with disadvantage?
Can we walk side by side?
Yeah.
Okay.
2 perceptions with just one. They're all both with disadvantage because it's dark out.
I have dark vision, don't I?
I also.
Oh, don't. Oh, yeah, I have dark vision.
Yeah, 60 feet.
Say everybody except for Ruben does.
And his light
Everyone
gives
takes
off an
side.
extra... Yeah, his dim light going a little further than your dark, but...
Who's in the front? Who's doing the front one?
I'll tell you.
Why? I have a +5.
Go for it.
You were too busy talking instead of rolling.
15?
I asked a question.
You want to make it a full
Warcraft
5?
Side by side, everybody sees it.
Do you want to roll 2 just so everyone rolls?
I mean, I'm a horse, but sure.
Bojack Horseman.
Oh, the horse beat us all.
Business suit.
Well, yeah, wearing his business suit. Isn't that the guy from Horsing Around?
Why, yes, it is.
So traveling through the dark, the peaceful, quiet forest around you, all you can hear is some insects, the chirping of birds of the night, and every now and again you hear the low growls of some of the just bestial life hunting as they do, nocturnal creatures. Eekanique, with a 15, everyone else is kind of traveling on peacefully at a peaceful pace. At the very edge of the dim light from Lucan's lantern, a little bit past your dark vision. But you can see just, dark vision, you only see grays, but you can see a little bit of color because of it, because of his lantern. Running alongside you at the same pace as the horse, you can see the Revenant. Just running with you, not attacking, not coming closer, just keeping pace with you.
She would see that and lean close to Yuska's horse ear and say, Yuska, he's back.
He's Naruto running. Keeping out of range.
Sasuke!
And then she would sit up and then hit Sylvia behind her. Like, Sylvia, motherfucker.
Yeah, so
Don't be alarmed, but the bad person is back. Over there. But they're not coming closer.
the ribbon.
She doesn't know its name.
Okay. The thing that we fought the other night.
Yeah.
Upon Eek saying that, I'm gonna draw my crossbow. Or sorry,
Don't
my
shoot.
short bow.
Don't shoot.
I'm not gonna shoot. I'm just drawing it in case he starts running towards us.
Okay.
What is all that racket over there? We're trying to ride in the quiet.
Shush. The bad person is back. Over there. Gotta be quiet.
You mean the Revenant?
Is that what we're calling it now?
Well, I think Sylvia said that at one point.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess. It's over there. And he's not coming closer, but we need to be, maybe, I don't know. Maybe he doesn't know that we notice it. So we just gotta keep going.
Then we should ride harder.
But then yeah, okay, yeah.
See if it keeps pace.
As you're galloping along, and as when Lucan said the name a little louder, so you guys could hear each other, Eekanique, you saw the Revenant's head,
No,
and then it goes off away from you guys into the dark out of your vision.
it's gone. It's gone. It's gone. I can't see it anywhere.
Well, that's a relief.
Uh,
That means it's not close enough to be harmed yet.
it means it's not close enough for us to see it.
Which is the same thing as it's not being there. Isn't that right?
It moved really fast last time. I don't know. We should ride hard, like you said.
Yes, if you can ride hard, keep ahead of it, and wait till morning, perhaps we'll have a chance.
Goes pretty fast. Okay. Let's go.
Pushing forward, are you going at a fast pace now?
I think so.
You can go at a faster pace. It opens you to more encounters because you're louder, because you're riding hard and fast. But
I'm for it.
Yeah,
if others are.
Yusu's gonna keep current pace. He's not gonna go.
She's gonna like go, like go.
Yusuke's pace stays the same. You want to go through the whole night?
He'll keep pace, but the horse eyes will get a little wider.
Okay.
So you continue on through the night. Do you want to go until sunrise?
Is that until exhaustion levels.
You could all make
I'm
you can make
down.
Constitution checks and see.
I'm
Ah,
down with riding till the sunrise and then taking a rest then. At least
I
that
like
way we
that.
can see.
To ride until the sun starts to rise and then take a long rest.
I'm with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, sounds good to me.
You push forward, going through the night for the rest of the night. You don't see any more signs of the Revenant getting close enough. Finally, at daybreak, up ahead, a little ways away, it looks like the forest, thanks to the rising sun, the forest looks like it's starting to peel back a little bit compared to where you were. And it looks almost like the Raven's Roost Mountains are in the distance, but there's a small valley that is starting to form in front of you. So you're still on the edge lines of the forest, so there's still pines and some cover, but you are getting to what looks like to be an edge of this forest. And then the mountain range in the valley is starting to come in front of you. You can stop here and take a long rest and then continue in the afternoon.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
that'll be
that's the
best.
best course of action.
Is there anything you want to discuss at the campfire site, or you want to just long rest and keep going?
Eek would talk to Lucan.
I guess.
So you set up, make camp.
Hey, Lucan. And she would go, like, guilty-like and sit next to you.
Aye, what is it?
Is it hard to get Echo back?
No, it's not too hard. I merely need to commune with Resmir and spend some time
Do you want...
and some components.
Do you mind if I help you with that? I'm sorry.
That should not be a problem. I can't do it right now, though. I don't have the materials on me. We'll have to wait until we get back to Ghelfi.
Okay. I'm sorry, I was afraid of your cat.
That is fine. I can't blame you for the visions you see.
Yep. Okay.
Has Resmir and or the angel spoken to you since?
I don't think any god could penetrate that veil back there. So, no.
It was a close fight.
It was really dark.
I wouldn't say that any god can't breach that veil. Gods are much more powerful than us. But perhaps they didn't have their full attention on us.
That's true. They're pretty busy, I think. But I haven't heard the angel yet. Angel, are you around me? Nope.
Silence.
Maybe we'll hear it when we bring back your cat.
Perhaps.
Can you change its eyes?
No, I have no control over that, I don't believe.
Okay.
It is as Resmir wills.
That's fine.
Do we know if we're still heading the right way? I thought we were supposed to be getting into a denser field of the undead.
She said that was about 4 days out.
I thought she said she was a day out.
Third day?
She was a day and a half out last I talked to her.
Yeah, from the fort, but when we originally talked to her,
No, not from the fort. From starting. Today.
No, she was 4 days out from the fort. She was only a day or two away from us when we were at that bog with those hands.
So today would be the day.
I'll use the wand real quick to let her know where we are.
Sinian goes out. Nothing comes back.
I thought When Yusuke talked to her that day after we first communicated with her, didn't she say she was only an hour out?
No, a day and a half
No.
out.
No, she said that like at nighttime before we took another long rest.
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
She
If we were to run into her, would be about an hour, probably.
Okay.
she doesn't respond to the sending. But you do know that it went off. It went through.
Well, she received the message, but she hasn't responded.
So she's still alive then?
Oh, I don't know.
Fair enough. Well, I suppose tonight, or today, we'll be keeping an eye out for her as well while we rest.
Hey, Yusuke.
Yes, little buddy?
Can I have your pillow?
Oh, sure. Here you go, little buddy.
Okay, thanks. Just go and make her a bed.
The pill's a mimic. Ah!
No!
Let's see. This is after we're finishing our rest. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Was I able to get a decent look at her sword, Costas?
Through the mirror?
Yeah.
It looked just like a regular greatsword. Nothing really jumped out.
Would there have been anything distinguishable on her?
I think the biggest distinguishing thing about her would have been that she wasn't wearing any armor compared to
Like,
most people you've seen.
Specifically, like, if I were to cast something like locate object, would there have been something on her that was distinguishable that if she is with, like, around us anywhere, it would ping?
Wait. She described a monster to us. Not to us, but to Ziran when we were there seeing her. She said it was like 8 foot tall. Maybe you can remember that and scry on that?
I can't scry, but I can locate object, which is why I'm asking.
Okay.
Like, if there was something on the greatsword or something like that, I could, like, maybe attempt to
I'll give it to you.
locate.
You want to try to do the greatsword? Okay, so you begin to concentrate casting the locate object spell. Around the entire group, a slight light breeze whips up. Some leaves and foliage are picked up by the breeze, and they start to circle around Yiska as he concentrates. And as he does, within 1,000 feet, nothing pings for you.
Well, I don't know. Maybe we're still a couple hours away from finding her.
So this will put you at around mid-afternoonish, getting close to mid-afternoon. After the long rests are finished. Make sure you give yourself back your spells and your health and all that good stuff. You know you just went through a very dark part of the forest and swamp to a much more natural forest area. The Raven's Roost Mountains and the valley is before you. Which direction would you like to go?
The same direction?
So we
Well,
just keep going.
We know that this artifact's within potentially the valley, so
Let's see.
Do you want to horse up or do you want to walk?
If it feels more natural here, I'll save my wild shapes just in case.
Okay.
Are we headed towards the hill where the tomb is encased?
That's where we want to go.
Yeah.
Because that overlooks the city, and that seems like a really easy thing to do, to hit both things at once.
Well, just keep in mind, right now we don't really have a major reason to hit the city.
That's true.
Aside from using it to find the hill.
Yeah.
Also, we don't know how much of a city it is. It could just be a bunch of rocks.
Yeah.
500 years is a long time.
Laid waste to all walls.
So you, Silas on his Nevermore steed. The rest of you are walking next to him as you guys make your way north.
I do not walk, peasant.
Ooh.
Queen Ekenik rests on peasant Yusuke's shoulder. You guys are walking north towards the valley.
Yeah.
All right, so you making
I'm
your
looking
way.
for some bears.
It is a slight overcast. The clouds are forming a little bit overhead, but walking through the forest. An hour passes. The air gets a little heavier. Another hour passes of just walking. And then the forest falls back completely, and you step out into a plain, a grassy plain, and a small valley. Just keep on walking towards the valley. You walk for
Do
about...
I notice anything in terms of foliage?
It's almost like a... Besides the grass underfoot and the occasional small wildflower that pops up,
Mhm.
it's pretty bare except for going towards the valley in this area.
Okay.
Walking towards the valley, though, this grassy plain curves a little bit to the left. As you come around the bay, finally spot something. Flanking either side of this old valley, something that which once welcomed travelers hundreds, maybe thousands of years ago. You see two enormous stone statues facing each other. They appear to be elvish. You can see the very accentuated ears that stick up. It's almost as if they're welcoming whoever walks in here into the valley.
Wow.
At first glance, they appear
Suppose we're heading north.
very old. They're covered in moss and other foliage. The valley rises up on both sides around you. It's almost like it's funneling you in the valley, but welcoming.
Alright, it seems like we're starting to enter the city. Keep your wits about you. The undead may still be near.
How tall do you think those are?
Very tall.
Yeah, I'd say so.
They're about as tall as the valley, and the valley is quite tall.
You think magic can make those?
Oh, I don't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt that it wouldn't be made by the elves themselves, with their hands.
Oh.
The world before us is very different than ours is.
Do you think Almadoon was alive?
He's not dead now, that much is sure. He's just different.
Meh.
If Almadoon was to die, I don't think we'd be here.
You never know.
I can confidently believe that we'd be in the below if Almadoon was no more.
Guess there's only one way to really find out. You gotta kill him.
What?
We
No.
don't.
I say jokingly. I say that.
You dare speak of Resmer's father like that? The creator of everything? Even Dead Echo doesn't fucking believe.
Echo rising from the grave. Oh, what's in the below?
Meow, fuck you, Sylvia. Meow.
What's in the below, Sylvia?
I'm not sure, to be quite honest. You'll have to wait for Echo to tell us.
It's Echo. Can you believe you killed him earlier?
Look,
Oh,
we're
he's so
him.
cute.
His whole stomach's exposed.
Your fat
Aw.
belly.
Look at that. So cute.
Yeah, he had surgery on Wednesday. He's doing okay though.
Oh, that's good. That's really good.
Yeah, he ate an almond. He's a piece of shit.
Aww.
He just wants to die.
Need to put googly eyes on him, says Rizzo. Halloween kitty. So the two colossal ancient elven statues greets you to the valley. What do you do?
Onward. We're almost there, maybe.
Going under the statues and looking up, they are weather beaten, partially chipped and broken. Showing a time long ago. But you push through into the valley rising up hundreds of feet on both sides. And you walk for another 45 minutes. As you continue to walk forward, you see the edge of the once great city. Unfortunately, as you get closer, the moans of thousands of undead begin to fill the air. It's like a choir of torment before you. So let's say you're about a couple hundred feet from the front gates as you start to hear this undead chorus, just thousands and thousands of undead just moaning behind these very dilapidated but closed, very large ivory and limestone gates that stretch almost a mile to your left and to your right, connecting the entire valley.
Do we sort of see any type of glow or a tomb or possibly?
Make perception. So a couple things stick out to you as you get a little bit closer. Shout out to Dragon's Dogma. You can make out little bits behind the city, and you can see that it was once a colossal, enormous city that used to house thousands of these elves. Unfortunately, as you get a little bit closer and look, everywhere behind the gates, undead of varying degrees of decomposition are shuffling. Some wear elven regalia, and they cling to tools and armaments of their lives from before. Others look to be commoners, men, women, even children. Some even wear elaborate funeral dresses, like they were once buried but have since re-emerged, and they all wander slowly and aimlessly around you. To your west, before you get to the gates, kind of towards the top of the valley, is an overgrown area that catches your attention, and there's a black pyramid that rests on the very top of this hill.
Could that be the tomb we're looking for?
Hopefully. I don't want to go into the city. Sounds like an ocean of them.
Shall we check that out? And then perhaps if it's not what we think it is, then at least we'll have an overview of the city.
I think that might be best.
How do you think they turned into zombies?
No doubt it's tied to the weapons we're after.
Do you think it'll turn us into zombies?
I mean, I basically already am.
I think it'll only turn us if we manage to die nearby.
Well, do you think we can reverse it?
Perhaps once we recover the weapon, maybe.
It's a lot of dead people.
There, whether we do anything or not.
Sorry, what was that? You're really quiet.
They're there if we do anything or not.
True.
So you want to go toward the Black Pyramid?
Yep.
Yeah.
So going away from the... Go ahead.
Sorry, I want to keep my eye out for anything shiny.
Okay.
Yusuke's gonna be in full danger sense. He's gonna be looking around as we approach.
So you walk closer towards the cliffside, the grassy hill. And as you get closer to it, you can see this old worn stairway that leads up, kind of curves around the hill up towards the Black Temple. Walking up and then looking back towards the city, now that you have a little bit higher vantage point, the city stretches for miles and miles. You can see almost like ants, the zombies cover all the streets, just walking in all directions aimlessly, trapped by the front gates here.
So are we at the base of the pyramid, sorry?
You're going up some steps right now, going up the cliff. There's like some old dilapidated steps.
From here, if we have a better view of the city, is there a center point? Like, could I make out anything that looked like where they would be crawling around, if there was a pattern or anything?
There's so many that it's tough. And from this vantage point, a lot of the buildings have been taken by nature over the years. Although some structures still sort of remain, for the most part, it looks just like limestone and brick have just been strewn everywhere. The forest is rising up in between, but doesn't
Does
seem
the
like there's any
river-
rhyme or reason.
Sorry. Does the river go through the city?
So as you climb up the cliffside here to get to this vantage point, coming up the small narrow creek doesn't run through the city, but it goes past this temple and then continues down the valley.
Okay.
You know that water usually runs downward, so you imagine at some point it has to go into the city.
Oh.
It might have been a source of water for the city long ago, but at least from where you're standing, it just runs past your field of view. But directly ahead, past the narrow creek, the Black Pyramid looms. Think to yourself, this must be the tomb of the Revenant King. You can see a large iron door that protects the temple is slightly ajar. There's some sort of large rock that sits in between it, keeping it from completely closing. Although from this point, you can't see inside, it's open. Close by, to the south of you, there's an old campsite tucked into a clearing. Oddly, the tents from where you are appear to be relatively new condition, and there's a small smoke that rises in the center. That's down here. You're getting to the late afternoon. Tomb is in front of you. There's a strange campsite to your south. Echo's gone.
Shall we enter the tomb? Or do you guys think we should go talk to whomever might be over there?
I don't. Go ahead.
I think we should check out to see who's out here before we venture in.
Yes, and with that as well, I don't know if this is the tomb. I thought they said that Costas has not been able to find it or get in, but this looks like someone's been inside.
She said there was a monster that she saw.
Well, I
Was
see no monster.
I'm gonna check. And I want to use my favorite enemy ability. Because my favorite enemy is monstrosities.
Okay.
I want to see if I can do a survival check to see if I can find any tracks nearby.
Sure.
Advantage.
With a 15, looking around the area for tracks. And because you rolled pretty well, there are no large tracks that stick out to you, but there is one set of smaller humanoid tracks that lead up towards the temple from where you guys were walking.
Well, there's no monsters nearby, just a little bit of human footprints. Maybe human.
Well, like Yuska said, we should check out that camp. Perhaps if anyone's there, they know what's going on with this.
I think that would be good. So use the wolves.
I agree.
That was weird. You guys are back. All the webcams went away for a sec. Ah!
So Yuska will start walking in that direction.
Towards the camp?
See what's up. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So as you guys are walking up, the tomb is like at a high-rise hill above you. But as you get closer to the camp, you can hear the sounds of general conversation, crackle of fire and laughter. And it's almost like a sight for sore eyes. You've seen so much of a forsaken forest and undead city, but now you see these two unusual creatures that are huddled around a cozy fire. One of them is a blue tad. He's smoking a corncob pipe, and he seems very relaxed, leaning back on this stool, this log. And next to him is a tiny little squirrel, almost a foot tall, wearing a red and blue tunic, and has thick golden spectacles that he's wearing. Two of these creatures are just leaning back, just chatting with each other.
Yuska, Ikanik, I thought you were the only two companions such as yourselves in this area.
Well, as we're just interrupt real quick. As we're walking past, with the door open, Yuska is definitely going to see if he can see anything peeking out, or try to look in as like what he can, just to make sure that nothing's gonna come as they're moving down.
Okay.
Well, we're not from this area, Lucan.
I was making a joke.
Oh. It wasn't very funny.
I thought it was funny. And at that, I'll Lugan will walk across the creek towards the camp.
We should see if they know anything, and then I'll follow Lucan.
So as you cross the water, the tad looks over, big smile on his face. Please join us. He waves. He points at a log around the fire. We're just sitting down for a meal and discussing the nature of things. Could always use more in our conversations.
Is this really the place to be discussing such natures? Just mere strides away from the undead? That seems dangerous.
I am not concerned. Are you concerned, Jelby? No, I'm not concerned. Please, come on.
Oh, very well. And I'll walk over and I'll sit by the fire and join them.
Hi, I'm Ikanik. This is Yuska. And that's Sylvia. And that's Silas. And this is Lucan. She points to everyone.
I am Dern Omar, and this is my companion, Jelby. Hello.
Hi.
Would you like some stew?
I should look at Yuska.
Oh, I suppose there's no harm in turning down hospitality, or in accepting some hospitality.
Turning down hospital.
Shelby looks over at Dern. Meat? Or vegetables? Or both? Dern turns to the five of you. Which do you prefer?
Both.
Shelby puts up his little square hand.
Not picky.
A stew pot appears on the fire and starts to bubble.
Whoa. Oh, but Sylvia and Silas only have blood, but Sylvia doesn't eat.
Yeah, none for me. Thank you.
That is unfortunate. You cannot turn away a meal from Jelbies, even if you do not eat. You could at least put it in your stomach. You do not have taste buds in that mouth.
None that I can recall. It's been a very long time.
Jelby! Try some now. Inside your mouth, you get this really tingly feeling.
That was quite pleasant.
Did he put the food in his mouth?
Then I gave you taste buds.
Oh. Oh my god. What is happening?
Tad takes a long draw off his corncob pipe. So, are you here for meals or are you here for conversation?
Conversation.
I'm here for conversation.
I thought we were here for the temple.
Well, we're here for the temple as well, but I'm sitting here for the conversation.
What brings the two of you out into this dangerous place?
You see, I am a man of stories, always on the lookout for the strange, the amazing. What better place to be than on death's doorstep?
What do you mean by that?
Well, the Revenant King is inside. So what better place to be than outside the gates to see what happens?
We're fucked.
So this indeed is the tombstone of the Revenant King?
Why, yes. It is the once tomb of Vizque and the now tomb of Thyril. And the other elven nobility that came and fell in between, yada yada.
Do you want to watch us die? Because that's probably what's going to happen soon.
No.
With Resner's
No.
light on me, I don't plan to go anywhere, and he won't let me.
Well, Lunawind's blessing helped us destroy whatever revenant he sent at us the last time.
All this speak of deities. Such a bore.
I agree.
They all
Who would
sit.
you rather speak of then?
Well, they all just sit in their thrones above or below or in between, and none of them want to get their hands dirty.
Clearly, you've never been in a forest guarded by Therial.
He smiles.
Or perhaps I was wrong. That's always an interesting venture.
Oh, Yuska. The world is full of many monsters. Some monsters have teeth and claws and attack you in the dark and howl before they come. Others are small. Some are even invisible. But those are just as deadly and capable of wiping out entire cultures. Like below, and he points towards the city. But me see, what I am most concerned with is there are other things more dangerous. There are concepts and ideas that inflict and spread. These are monsters of passion and fear, paranoia, and hatred. These are the monsters that you should all be scared of. You never notice them until they're too late and they've crawled up your spine. These are the ones that are more difficult to finish.
If you're so worried about these, why are you in the middle of nowhere? Aside from us, I doubt there's any other souls nearby.
How about there is?
Such as who?
Down below into the city is a bean. You may be familiar with him, being Ashen and your friend over there who is too afraid to get off his horse and come closer. In the center of the city is the precipice of horror, guarded by Nehalar, the Dread Caller.
Can you spell that?
I can.
Harlar. Ooh, there's an N.
Where abominations creep forth, and in the center of the city where a doorway to the below lies. For when El Terrell fell, he cursed those who would not fall with him, out of ego, being a bane, or maybe just pure hatred. But strangely enough, he left a door slightly ajar for those to come. So I sit and wait to see what emerges from this doorway.
You are telling me there's a doorway to the below nearby.
And the lost souls of the Olothine cursed to guard it.
Suppose that explains all of the undead.
So we have to close the door so that they can be saved?
I fear that task might be beyond us as we are now.
Even if it wasn't, I don't doubt that it's too late.
Do you think it's too late, Durnomar?
It doesn't matter if it is or not. One must still try. Or what are we doing?
I think so too.
There are those that jump into the arena. They might not be the best warrior. They may be knocked down and taste the sand. But it is much better to taste the sand than watch from the outside.
As much as I respect the dead and wish them the best, I'm not in the Nevermore Expanse for the dead. I'm here for the living.
I want to save people, though. And if their souls are being kept by something evil, then I want to help them.
Oh, this story will not be going anywhere. And neither will we, Jelby. No, we're gonna stay here. Oh, Jelby.
I've never met a talking squirrel before. Or a frog, but the squirrel is interesting.
I awakened Jelby's mind when I needed a companion. Gets quite lonely, traveling Erenel.
Ikanik would look at Yuska. Is that what you did? I mean, it does get kind of lonely.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Maybe you should find yourself a group, Durnomar.
I fortunately have a very short attention span. But then again, for what may be minutes for you is years for me.
I don't understand.
That's okay. Is there anything I can do for the five of you to make your stay here more enjoyable?
What
Do you
is
know
this
anything?
Nahalar, the Dread Caller, or the Dead Caller? Interested in the event that, and I'm certain we will come back for him.
He
Maybe
is
free the city at some point.
He was given his post by El Terrell himself to guard in any way he sees fit, and being a general from the distressed body, he has chosen to raise those around him. If you were to ask me, I think that makes him a coward, but someone to curse his followers, I think also shows just who his master is.
Does Yuska know who Elturel is? Because if Yuska doesn't know, then Ikenik doesn't know.
Yeah, it's pretty common. Pretty common knowledge.
Oh, okay. Okay.
For the journey directly ahead of us, do you know what this monster inside this pyramid is?
I did not see a monster. I saw a woman.
Really?
Human?
Elven.
How long ago did you see her?
Oh, he looks up. Sun. Half a day's earlier? Maybe? It was still dark out when she went through.
So she returned.
Or she never left and was lying? Why say you're heading back and then go into the pyramid?
Because we said that we were coming back. Well, coming here.
She could also potentially have a ulterior motive.
I wouldn't doubt that. The zombies do ignore her. Or so she says.
Are you all just adventurers looking to make a name for yourselves? Trying to reclaim a lost artifact? For you are a very strange group.
I would say that I'm a healer trying to heal a... He'll look down towards... Or Yuska will look down towards the city, trying to heal a blighted land.
That is admirable. Do you care only for the land or for the people that inhabit it?
I would say both.
Then I would recommend forgetting about Theriel. Join someone else's cause. Someone much more handsome.
Well, unfortunately, as one with nature, I can't ignore Theriel, but I'm not as extreme in my reverence for nature as those who would worship him.
You'd be surprised. He's very easy to ignore. You just turn your back.
If only it were that easy.
He leans forward a bit. It can be. You could always walk amongst the Bard Prince.
I thought you did not care for gods, and now you are preaching to us?
I don't care for gods that are not myself.
You claim to be the Bard Prince? That's intriguing.
Do you not find me handsome?
Well, there's definitely something about your skin that is intriguing, that's for sure. But I've never met a god up front.
Because you worship a god that hides in a hill, up in a mountain, alone. Or it is I that walk amongst everyone.
If you're a god, can you prove it? Because I've never seen one.
How can I do this for you?
Since Kavwa is of the trance, how much would Yuska know about him?
He and Jelly both have the aura around them.
Okay.
Make a religion check. 17. What would you know about Kava with a 17? Kava is... So you would know that Kava is the deity of joy, poetry, He's tied to trickery, although not as much as Natsuko. He's all about unity and making friends, spreading joy and laughter, and living a complete life. He's also has a very notable attention span of, after something like some large adventure, once he's finished, he just kind of moves on. He's always looking towards the next fun thing. It's very eccentric. He's also someone to, if you were to be overly like repulsed by or like not agree with him, he's been known to just eat you. Just turn into his larger toad form, tongue you, and then just forget about you. He doesn't take very well to criticism.
That's great.
Well, knowing that and seeing the trance auras, Yuska will take a step forward to Dern and just crack a big smile and just extend his hand.
He gives you a big shake. There you go. See? You don't need that. A stag with a stick up his ass.
Well, I won't disagree with you on that.
Wait, Yusuke, you believe him?
Well, he's clearly from the trance, at the very least.
Well, so was the dog in the Howling Hounds
Well, yeah.
I am older than
All
your god.
Tads from the trance?
Tads were made by me.
Okay, well you gotta like do something godly.
I am much older than Resmir.
But I don't know how.
Saying that doesn't mean it's true.
Yeah.
I could say that too, even though I know it's not.
Ah. Do I need to prove myself?
Yes.
Takes another long drag from his corncob pipe, puts it down, pulls out this very ornamental golden flute, starts to play. All of you make charisma saving throws.
But he's just a fucking glamour bard.
Double crit,
A golden flute.
and you're Nevermore Steed.
Oh, charisma saving throw. Oh, a -1.
Oh, what would that be?
Just charisma.
If it really is Kavwa, I'm pretty certain that's a fail for everybody.
Yeah, everyone fails. All 5 of you in unison, and then the horse also start to dance. And he goes, and spin, and all 6 of you spin in a circle. You try to stop, but you just keep dancing. He keeps playing.
It's at all.
Ikanik tries, and then she succumbs.
He stops playing. Wasn't that a lovely song?
That was great.
Thank you.
Well, I suppose that you've proven that you are strong in the magical sense. It's one step towards godhood, I suppose.
Can I?
I'm sorry, Lucan, but I think this god has proven himself to be more interesting than yours. Yusuke has like this huge smile. You know, he feels like he knows what's going on right now.
I mean, if you truly do believe that this is Kavwa, then to each their own, I suppose.
Can I put my hand on your shoulder, Lucan? I will show you what you may be missing.
Oh no.
The kid. Darren comes up to Lucan. Can I put my hand on your shoulder?
I suppose that there's no harm in that.
Puts his hand on your shoulder. And he immediately removes his hand. Takes a step away. And he picks up Ghelfi, puts him in his arm, and he looks distressed, and his eyes are a little wide.
What happened?
Stares.
Nothing.
Stares at Lucan.
Lucan, what's wrong with you?
Nothing that I know of. But he touched me and nothing happened, so I can't imagine there's much godlyhood in that.
Did you feel Resmir?
She'll look at Dern.
No. He stares at Lucan. Almost like he's trying to process something. And he turns and looks at the rest of you. I think I'm done here.
Wait, I have questions.
Yes? He doesn't even turn to look at you. He still stares at Lucan.
Do you think that you can stay a little bit longer?
I think you should kill your friend and burn his body. Then he snaps his fingers. He disappears.
Well, it was oddly aggressive.
Lucan, what did you do?
I know not what I've done. If anything, I've done nothing. He touched me and seemed to have been frightened off.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know.
You scared a god away.
Perhaps Rasmir's light was merely too much for him. I know not. None of this makes any sense to me.
And I doubt that you would have scared him away. But whatever you are.
So,
if anything, he's proven to me that he's no god. If touching me scares him, then it's not very godly to me.
Ikanik would go over to Lucan and touch him.
it's Lucan.
No, I'm kidding, I don't.
So as you guys saw this man who claimed he was Kava be frightened as he touched Lucan's shoulder. Let's take a break.
Yeah.
Quick break to process what happened, and then we'll be right back. Don't go nowhere, chat. I'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Is that supposed to be paid attention?
Oh, there's like a trying to fix the delay. I think I got it. Waiting for everyone to come back from the quick break. It.
Motherfucking Lucan, though.
So for those that are watching, Kavwa, the Bard Prince, is one of the deities in our campaign setting. And he is a large frog that made the Tad race, the frog people race. He travels Erenel, our world, singing songs, bringing laughter, as being a trickster. But he touched Lucan. For some reason was highly repulsed by Lucan and chose to leave immediately. Dun dun dun.
This didn't touch me.
He was saying to burn somebody. Who was he referring to? Was he referring to
Lucan.
Kill him and burn him.
Said you should kill him and burn his body, and then he disappeared with Ghelfi. Wonder if we should make Ghelfi do a small squirrel race.
Does it hit all the squirrels?
Yeah, Ding Bang. Has been immortalized as a wave. Ding Bang! The Ding Bang. Yeah, Ding Bang popped up in the Dying Embers campaign and cast Wish. Hello, I am Ding Bang. Just waiting on Ikanik and we'll be good.
You could just leave her at the fire. All she'll do is hurt herself in the temple, so.
Who is your real patron, Lucan?
It's Resmir.
It
Why would it be
clearly
somebody-
is not Resmir.
No, it's Resmir. If anything, that thing that's like apparently infected all of us is probably what he touched. He probably would have that same reaction if he touched any of us. Just I was the unlucky one to be touched.
Do you have an article on the Scarlet Walker on your site, Brews?
The most I have is small things under Sanguis,
Having trouble, Laura?
Okay.
but I need to get
That's all I'm finding. Yeah, I just wasn't sure if you had a
yeah.
full article.
She definitely deserves an article though. Being the bride of
He's so
Latrell.
watery.
I think Ghelfi deserves an article, to be honest.
Jelly should be a race. We should do a squirrel race.
I would totally play like a super tiny creature.
Little mouse folk.
Like the dagger's the size of like a greatsword.
Yeah.
Oh, I just want to point out, since I did grab the dice again, the rolls have been much better.
It's true. You just had a double 20.
Don't jinx it now. We have a boss to potentially fight tonight.
I don't know. I rolled a nat 1 on my perception check.
I mean, the worst that can happen is we roll like we normally do. Because
Like, honestly,
it can't
it's
be
not
worse
that
than that.
I
So
haven't done it yet.
theoretically, your dice don't do anything.
Shut up, Guileless.
Hey, don't talk to the dice like that.
Your name is Guileless now?
Guileless. So you just
don't have any names on this channel.
Hashtag Pokélove. What the fuck?
said Pokey Love.
Yeah,
Pokemon?
I was reading some messages from Stable Guy,
Oh.
Box Cutterfly, and he's like, we're making some lady jokes, and he's like, hashtag Pokélove. And I was like, how does that. What?
Yeah. So I guess before we go into the temple, we should like totally see if there's any supplies at this camp that could be of use.
Yeah, let's scour the shit out of it.
Yeah, they left.
Cool.
That's how that works, right? Squatters, right?
Yeah, make an investigation as you guys look around.
Wait,
All like who?
I just had an epiphany. So you're wrong, Lucan, because I shook his hand and he was not repulsed by me.
This is true.
Oh fuck, you're right. I have no
Because
idea.
you're a
then.
human. You dirty son of a bitch.
Completely uncalled for.
I know. I'm sorry.
There are pretty basic stuff. Some rope, some hemp, flint, couple empty sacks, couple rations, couple bedrolls, but nothing extravagant. No gold thing, no monetary. It's almost like whoever made this like campsite looked up like a picture of a campsite and then made what he thought he saw. Like when you walk in like Dick's Sporting Goods and see a campsite set up, it's kind of like what is here.
Any oil?
Oil and lanterns.
I want some oil.
Say, I will grab some as well.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
There's no more trance music. Now we're back to the scary music.
Before we enter the monument, I'm gonna cast False Life on myself.
How many oil flasks do I get?
There's 4 total. So however
Okay.
you and Silas want to split.
Split 'em?
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be nice. Okay.
I'll say as long as you do not throw it at them in there.
I promise. I will not throw anymore. I'm not very good at throwing. I understand.
Luke can cast false light on himself as he touches himself on the chest and a light shines around him briefly.
Question: is the food still on the kettle fire?
It is.
Hell yeah, she's taking that off. She's just gonna set it aside. She's gonna cover it with a box. An empty box.
Okay.
She's gonna come back to it.
Covered the stew. Made by Ghelfi.
Yuska's gonna just be like, not that Lucan would be able to tell, but Yuska's just gonna be like looking straight at Lucan, trying to figure out why. Just why.
Oh, the character just won't let you know. It's because he wasn't a tad god. He was a big little bitch.
It's because you're a fucking warlock worshipping a good god. Nobody does that.
Actually, I'm just a really fancy cleric. Thank you. I'm a really shitty cleric, is what I am.
Sounds about right.
Because a real cleric has more offense. Inflict wounds is so stupid.
Alright, guys, are we traveling into that wonderful tomb?
No, I suppose it's the entire reason we came down here. I don't see why we shouldn't.
I have a question. Is there any holy symbols, holy something, godly something I could have found in the camp? No? Okay, that's fine. Off we go.
So you're approaching the Black Pyramid, the tomb.
Yes.
All right. So the entrance doorway there in front of you, iron door that blocks the entrance, is partially open. Not enough to see inside, but it's like open. It's like held ajar by a rock that's preventing it from closing all the way.
Before Yuska leaves the camp, he'll just hum half a song he heard someplace that he can barely remember as he leaves the camp.
Make a performance check. Get this warm feeling that kind of washes over you just as you walk out humming. It's like
Yeah,
a
felt that
gratifying
bacon.
feeling.
Honestly, I'm worried why the angel hasn't talked to me yet. And now this.
So the door is
Maybe.
barely ajar, and there's the large rock in the middle of it. Tomb is made of stone and limestone, very similar to the city construction, although it is a dark black. No windows, just the one door.
Well, I suppose one of us should lead the way. Probably not me.
If Yuska does, Eek does.
Yuska will move towards the door.
Da-na-na-na. She's on Yuska's shoulder.
I'm definitely going to look like every nook and cranny that I can, walking up to the door. just to
Yuska
make
looks up.
sure-
Eek looks down.
Make an investigation. 14's pretty good. The door's propped open by a crumbled piece of rock. Peering inside, there is no light. But your dark vision catch a small little glimpse of the area. It's hard to see past because the door's not very ajar, but there doesn't seem to be anything in the center of the room from where you can see. But there's no trap stick out or anything that would look harming or harmful.
I will go up to the door and look inside, just to see what I can see.
So you peek inside. The chamber is a 25 foot by about 15 feet across. There are 3 doors in the chamber opposite you. The eastern door, one to your straight ahead, is also propped open with a large stone similar to the door you stepped into. In each corner of the room, there are 4 skeletal figures, one for each corner. Their flesh completely gone. They wear rusted chainmail that cover much of their body, and they all stand holding a glaive, at attention. Each of the doors appears to be iron-bound. But besides that, besides the 10-foot high ceiling and the 4 skeletal figures, the room is bare.
What 2 doors are propped open?
So this one's propped open here.
Oh, okay.
This one, the
So-
north and south are closed, and the one you came in was propped open.
Okay.
The skeletal figures, they're at attention.
They're standing holding the 2-handed glaive.
Okay.
Is Luke able to do an investigation check on the door? Mostly seeing if the hinges or anything have a mechanism that would close the door behind you, because there has to be a reason the door's propped open.
Yeah, make an investigation. 15. Yeah, you're looking around the door. There are no self-closing mechanisms on this door. There are small engraved runes on the hinge.
Alright, whoever was in here before us, we should follow their advice and keep these doors propped open. I don't know what's going on, but it looks like there's some form of magical seal on the hinges. Perhaps a trap that locks the door when it closes again? I'm not too sure.
There's 4 guards in this room too. They don't seem to be moving, but I would assume anything that looks like it could have been alive will attack us as soon as we get near it.
Wouldn't it have attacked whoever was in here before us, though?
Not if it was the captain.
Can I check for traps while on Yuska's shoulder?
Hmm?
Is that an investigation or a perception?
Investigation.
Ooh.
Nothing sticks out besides what Lucan and Yuska describe.
Yeah, that's fine.
They also
Either
might
way.
not detect me.
either way, as soon as we enter here, we might be attacked. So I feel if we are going to proceed in here, we should be careful.
Yuska is, you're what, 7 foot?
Yeah.
Ikanik, you're like 4?
I am 8.
Ikanik, how tall is Ikanik?
I think I wanted to be 2'5", but I said 3 because that was the shortest height for Avis
Okay.
that you put.
So if Yuska steps in, the ceiling of Ikanik will be like 6 or 7 inches from your head.
That's a lot.
Cause it's only a 10-foot ceiling, so you're getting a little bit close to the ceiling, but
Yeah,
not too bad. Just something to be aware of.
more than I thought.
In case some cobwebs get stuck in your hair.
Feathers.
Your feathers.
Alright, if we're to be cautious, I vote Silas or Sylvia goes first. Not because I don't like you, but because Sylvia's
already
a bit
dead.
stealthier and Silas can take a hit.
Your horse will not fit through the door.
I kind of. How
do we
wide
want to
is the
be?
entrance?
5
Do we
feet.
want to be stealthy going through this place?
Yes.
Not leave first.
All right. Shadows are gonna start emerging from Yuska's staff.
A trace. Gotcha.
Cast pass without a trace.
So Sylvia and Silas are first.
Blue mark for concentration.
13. Thank God for that spell.
Oh, Tyler
I
is
thought-
indisposed at the moment. His internet is gone.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So he
And
will
I was
probably
worried
be,
about mine.
in the back.
Oh, no.
I won't recycle it. I think I'll come back soon. Give him a sec. So sorry for the chat or the webcams chat. It'll come back.
If Spectrum can come
Yuska's
back,
fine.
so can
Let me
so can
just...
Sylvia's.
I can just, like, go up a little bit higher. Go to the top of my camera. Maybe I'll fine.
It's like your head and one in it.
Your eyes and
Luke
one
needs
in
to
your-
go to the left.
Why am I going to the left? Sorry.
So your eyes are in
Oh,
one and your
the chat
nose in the
webcam's
other.
all weird.
Ah. I can't do it. I can just go to my left.
Hi.
Just duck down, Laura.
So Luke,
What if I just like go back really far? Let's try that.
if he's not back in like 2 minutes, I'll resize it.
No, it's totally okay. So what's the game plan, y'all? So Silas is going first with Sylvia. Sylvia's gonna probably check traps, maybe.
I rolled a 6 for Sylvia, so 16. That's what you get,
Thank
Sylvia.
God.
There he is.
Hey!
Technically, I rolled a 19 then, I guess.
Oh my god, he's gone.
We all sucked. I was gone.
Hair.
It's an empty chair, he's gone. The internet ate him.
Don't go out by naked.
It was Cabo. Okay, so
No,
let's
that
go.
was just a frog.
Size with a 19, could you have heavy armor?
Yeah.
Is 19 still pretty good?
They're all undead. Their passive perceptions can't be that high.
Silas,
Last words.
when you step in, each skeleton go, they they stand at attention, knocking their glaive twice into the ground. Almost as if they're accepting you into this chamber. So all 4 at the same time. Then unmoving again.
Okay, Sylvia, are you next?
Step there, I guess.
Reroll your stealth, Sylvia. I rolled a nat 1 on you.
For me, sorry?
Yeah, reroll your stealth roll. I rolled for you while you were gone. I got a 1. You just gotta cast pass out of the trace. 19, that's pretty good. It's a lot of 19s. Lucan is the most stealthy. because he's been touched by Kava.
No, that was a frog. Can't handle it.
A tad, you insensitive prick.
You know what? He claimed to be a god and was wrong. He's wrong. He does not
Why would
deserve
you tell him that to his face
species name.
again?
Sorry,
might-
so what happened while I was gone? My internet.
Silas went into the room, and all the skeletons around the corners banged their sword against the ground to acknowledge his presence, and now you're going into the room.
Yes, and it wasn't swords, they were scythes, two-handed.
Thank you.
They
Glaze.
weren't scythes, they were glaives.
That's also completely true.
Swords,
They're not swords,
please.
I was
not
closer.
scythes. Could be
I was a lot closer, but yeah, the proper weapons is what they are.
God.
This is why we're gonna die, because nobody knows anything.
Low intelligence, high wisdom.
That's just you and me, though.
My
I have
wisdom's
an
higher than my
excuse.
intelligence. I think he might have dipped
Go,
again,
Sylvia,
'cause he
go.
has not
Oh,
moved.
God damn it. Okay. Who's
Alright.
next, Lucan?
I'll send
Yeah,
him
I'll
in.
go next. Why not?
Oh, looking going? Go ahead. Looking as you step into the room. Ding, ding. I got attention.
Well, that wasn't so bad.
Okay. We're next.
They weren't holding spears, Rizzo. Spears are the best guard's weapon in the game.
Shut the fuck up, Rizzo.
As the both of you enter. Ding, ding.
That's something bad's gonna happen when I come.
That sounded different.
Sylvia
Alright,
steps
let's be
in.
cautious here. No.
Ding, ding. Well,
Alright,
Sylvia,
nobody make any sudden movements.
Sylvia, you're the last one in. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so your webcam just gone. Oh, there you are. When you step in, I guess, are you guys making sure the door stays open, or are you closing it?
Nobody made
Stayed
made sure
open.
that stayed open. No, you motherfucker, don't metagame. You didn't look for it.
I mean, I warned
What?
us to keep
There's a
the
rock
door
there.
open.
There's
I
a rock
warned
there,
us
so
to
why
do
would
that.
we look to see if it was staying open or not? We
Because
wouldn't.
I specifically looked at and said make sure we keep the doors open.
Yeah,
Even specifically went out of his way to make that point, so we would probably do that on the way going through
Okay.
the doors.
If Yuska and Ikanik were the last ones coming through, Yuska would have at least.
We
checked.
weren't those, Sylvia.
Okay.
It was
I
like
was-
half here. So
I
it's
was
not-
I was still here when Lucan said that.
So you keep the door propped open, and the
Yes.
Tomb Guardians stand at attention.
Can I just ask out of genuine curiosity, is that because we have 5 people in here and we're now weighed just slightly more than the room can handle or something? Because it was fine up until
No,
the
I think
fifth
it's because
person.
he's Ashen.
No.
Why
I
not?
think it's I see it as there's 4 Tomb Guardians, 4 people walked in, it was fine. 5th person walked in, they weren't. I
So
think
what
if one of us had moved out of the room first and then Sylvia went in, they wouldn't have acted.
Ask Sylvia to leave.
Well,
Yeah, I
Sylvia
can
was the last one in. Ask Sylvia to leave.
so
I'll just casually walk out, as you said.
Nobody says anything.
You walk
This is
out.
out of character.
Oh, okay.
You
Yeah.
could not tell you to leave at all. She's not that smart.
All 4 Tomb Guardians in unison as you walk out. They ding twice. You step back in. They ding again.
Alright, let's stop having them ding. If you're leaving, stay out. If you're going to the next room, go to the next room. But this is getting dangerous.
Okay. I'll be the first one
look at the
to
star.
go to the next room.
Whoa.
Oh, poor buddy.
You might want to hide your webcam if you're still here.
Oh yeah, your webcam
Yeah.
crashed again.
Connection.
Stay in Discord, but
Okay, Sylvia's-
but close your webcam if you can. So north is closed, south is closed, east is slightly ajar.
What do the doors on the north and south side look like?
Similar to the one
Slabs?
that you walked in, they are iron slabs.
Okay, cool.
They are actually there's no real resemblance outside of just being very sturdy, thick iron doors.
Sure, sure. So who's gonna go first?
I can push on the door.
Okay.
Going on the east door.
Yeah, the one that was slightly ajar.
So you push open the eastern door. Pushing the door open. As you push open the door to the north in this small room is also propped open. The large chunk of granite, which would be this door here. A massive stone sarcophagus, carved to look like an elvish knight, consumes the center of this room. The door to the south is closed.
I'm gonna enter the room.
Okay.
I'm gonna enter quickly behind him.
Stepping in on the tomb itself, it says Lord Royarus.
Oh shit. Sorry. Before Ikanik goes inside because she's on top of Yuska's shoulders, she would say a little quietly, but not that quietly, like, praise Thalriel. And she would like look at the Tomb Guardians to see if they react anyway.
Nope, they don't move.
I mean, okay, cool. Okay. Very good. Very good.
The five of you have entered this room. Do you keep the door behind you ajar? Or do you close it?
Yuska would. Well, we came in last, so yeah, Yuska will definitely make
We're
sure
not
the rock
closing
is still there.
anything.
Keep it propped open. Gotcha.
Fuck that.
So the five of you are in this tomb. The elvish knight sarcophagus is carved, and the words Lord Royarus are across the sarcophagus.
Lord Aurelius.
Southern door is closed. The northern door is propped open.
Can I history check to see if I would know that name?
Yeah. Do it with disadvantage. 18? You don't know who that is, but knowing what you know about elvish culture with the history check, he's definitely a higher form of nobility, though he's not a king of any kind. But he's definitely someone important.
Because he's a lord. Is the statue depicting an elf?
Yep.
Okay. Is there anything of note that I can find about these? Like, can I do an investigation of the sarcophagus? Like, I want to run my fingers across to see if I can feel maybe a difference in temperature or maybe some gems. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, grow on investigation.
I am off of Yuska's shoulders.
Got it.
While she's doing that, I want to investigate the closed door to see if there's any like close-up differences, or if I can feel the same magic or anything like that from the front door.
Okay.
Ooh,
I was just gonna
nice.
push on it.
With a 19, the sarcophagus is covered in dust except for parts around the opening. Looks like it's been opened recently.
Fuck, I'm opening it.
And then with a 22, the door below you, Lucan, the door itself is similar to the doors that you passed, but on the hinges, there is a mechanism that makes it slam. There is like a wire that's built into it because you rolled so high that causes it to close.
Alright, looks like I was right earlier. Be careful, these doors might slam themselves shut. So definitely bring rocks to keep them open.
I think this is can be opened.
Eek, Sylvia, you push the tomb and you open it. Sarcophagus is opened. The withered remains of an ancient elf lies inside the sarcophagus, and its bony hands across its chest. It clutches a golden and silver glaive that's as long as its body. Across the blade are elvish markings. Does anyone speak Elvish?
Nope.
I do.
I do too. We need to.
So the two of you that speak Elvish, if you want to look at the blade and read it, it says,
Yeah.
"Join me in damnation."
Well, that's a curse.
Well, we just messed up.
Eek reaches for the sword.
I yell at her, no, stop, don't do it.
Why?
It's a glaive. This is a racist glaive channel. You guys just hate glaives.
We don't recognize glaives here.
Is it a sword? Is it a scythe?
It's a sickle.
It's a
It's a sickle.
It's a
What?
batleth.
It's why? Why do I need? Why?
I tell her what was written on it.
You could just tell me like in character. Try it again.
Wow.
It says join me in damnation. I feel like if you touch it, you might join whomever that is in, well, damnation.
Not to mention, it is about 3 times your size. I don't think you can use it quite well.
Well, it would be for, Silas. But yeah, no, that's okay. I don't really want to go to damnation.
That is very wise of you. Another hint, if you don't want to go to damnation, don't open any doors that aren't already opened.
Well, it was already open, though.
No, I'm talking about these doors. And I point to the door I was checking out earlier. They slammed
Oh.
shut if you weren't listening to me earlier.
I wasn't.
Now you know. Be careful.
Yuska's gonna look into the one to the north.
Okay.
If roll 20 is gonna not be out of line.
Pushing open to the north,
Another one.
the room is dominated by a stone sarcophagus. This one, however, is carved to look like a very wizened elf sorcerer. The iron door to the east is propped open. So this door is slightly ajar.
Before we leave this room, I want to investigate behind that statue.
Okay.
Do you want me to roll anything?
Nah, it's okay. So looking behind the statue, there is some dust and a little bit of cobwebs, but for the most part, it's almost like no one has really looked here for a long time. It's almost like a cake of dust. But it's pretty bare besides just a lot of dust.
It probably doesn't mean anything, but this is the first statue that I've seen so far. I want to take out one of my 2 vials of elf tears, that elf tear fountain, and I'll just I'll reach up as high as I can. I'll pour it onto it. It wasn't like elf tears, but it was from that fountain.
Oh no, what have you
All
done?
elves are the same. High wisdom.
I never would have thought to do that.
High wisdom.
If only Yuska wasn't so inept at child rearing.
In Elvish, someone speaks to you, but they speak to you in Elvish.
Shit.
Only you can hear it. Vela sa kinte kun. Verswa.
So, Sylvia! Sylvia!
Yeah?
I heard something. It was in Elvish.
Can you say it?
Make a performance, see if you can speak back what you heard.
Thank you so much.
Because I don't even remember what it
-1!
said.
Oh no.
Something
Eight.
Kutakide.
She has a very broken accent as she says this to you in Elvish. It's something about freedom and breaking the stone.
What
But
does it mean?
it's her words coming out that way. But you pick up the words freedom and breaking and stone.
Something about... From what I could discern, it's about breaking, and I feel like if we break the statue, it'll free something or someone. But I don't know everything that you...
Then Then you think we should do it? We should probably do it. Yuska.
I think we should explore everything else before deciding to do that.
Oh, okay.
Did I say Kunta
Or we
Kinte?
could not break any statues
No, you
inside
didn't.
of the pyramid.
Instead of a tomb, no less.
Okay.
Especially one that speaks to you. That doesn't sound very promising.
Well, I mean, I just thought that it would help things because they're both like elves, you know.
No, I don't know, honestly.
Maybe that's why Dern left us.
I think, if anything, we should hurry up. The longer we're in here, the more chances we'll die. As Revenant could be watching us right now.
I agree with Lucan. Nightfall is probably not too far behind us.
Okay. We carry onward, our wayward son.
Carry on. So it's the
to leave the door propped open as Yusuke will enter this room.
on the sarcophagus as you get closer. It says Sage Yinquin.
Lucan has taken the deciding action to always be the last one to enter to make sure a rock's in place.
Okay, that's fine.
Because I do not trust Eek.
No. You said Yinquin?
Yep. Yinquin.
Oh, that's so nice. It's a very nice name.
I'm gonna peer through the door with Silas.
Yusuke is going to check the sarcophagus to see if it's been opened recently.
I want to help Yusuke.
Give me so investigation with advantage as Eek helps you. 18.
Yeah.
It is very similar to the one you just came from. It's covered in dust, except you can see that it has been opened recently. Silas, there's a long corridor that leads to another iron-bound door. That room.
Is the other door opened? Like ajar?
That door is, also ajar.
We're totally walking into a trap.
Opening sarcophagus, Yusuke. The withered remains of an ancient elf in very ornament robes lies in the sarcophagus. In its bony hands, it clutches a golden and silver scepter. Ruins mark the scepter in Elvish.
Can I read those before she touches it?
I'm not gonna touch it.
It says in Elvish, only an insect would steal the scepter of the great sage Yinquin.
Well, they're close.
Eek, I'd suggest you don't touch this scepter.
She wasn't gonna touch it. She wasn't.
Please have some sense of self-preservation.
She wasn't. She was gonna touch the first one, and now she got the hint. Okay.
So
I don't believe that.
raccoon mode activated, Cerizzo. Sylvia in the hallway as you walk in. So before you open the chest, this corridor, there are two exits. The one you just came through and the one to the south. The one that's to the south is slightly ajar with a large chunk of rock. Along the eastern wall where you're standing, there's an 8-foot stone tablet with elven runes written upon it. And then there is a chest to your left and to your right. The chests do not have any locks on them.
Okay. I'm gonna read the tablet first then. See what it says.
In Elvish, the tablet says, "It is a difficult decision to take on the path of a king, one that cannot be taken lightly. You must helm an important choice. To your right, you will find endless wealth, but it comes with its own challenge, as you will never find true peace. To your left, you will find endless peace, but it comes with a true challenge. You will never know true wealth. Choose wisely."
Well, come from a noble family, so I'm gonna choose wealth.
I'm
Seems like
not
the
in this
opposite of
room
what you
while
would
he's-
choose.
I'm not in this room if he's making this decision right now. I'm in the other room.
Eek would, be there. I feel like if you come from wealth, you'd be like, I've had money.
But I don't have any money anymore, and I want it back.
Sound like a poor person.
And I'm never at peace anyways.
This is true.
It's tax refund time, y'all.
I'm gonna open the chest on the right.
Americans only.
Opening the chest. You look down. It's empty.
Done fucked up, Sylvia.
Yep.
This is where you cancel your bad decision. You open the other chest.
This is where you scum save.
Yeah, I'm pretty much gonna go back and open the other chest. And as I do that,
Oh
I'm
my god!
You
I'm
go,
gonna tell them what it said.
you go into the left chest, you gotta open it. It's closed. There's no lock, but you pull on it. It's stuck.
After that, I'll tell them what was on the tablet.
Yusuke will try to open up that chest.
It opens. It's empty.
That's interesting. I didn't expect that. I thought that somebody just opened the other chest already.
The two of you make these decisions too brashly. You don't know what consequences you just brought upon yourself.
You've not been blessed by monetary wealth.
I don't know. A lack of wealth and peace sounds pretty good for me.
So Yusuke has chosen peace, and Sylvia has chosen wealth.
Wealth does not always mean money, though. Could be
Wealth
of
of knowledge is
for all we
always.
So Yusuke will never know wealth. Sylvia will never know peace.
Hey, Sylvia,
Yes.
can you? Is this tablet like pretty important? You think?
I mean, it seemed important until I opened the chest and there was nothing.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Should take out her vial of elf tears. Her
Okay.
last one. Shut the fuck up. And she would drop 2 drops onto the slab. I mean, how tall is the slab? Because it's probably taller than her.
It's a little taller than you, yeah. It's pretty big.
Fuck. Well, she would drop it at its edge, at the bottom of it. Then just 2 drops. And she's like, please forgive us for disturbing you, whoever you are. And then she would cork it and go back to you, Scott.
Okay.
This is gonna be her holy water for the rest of the tomb. I don't know how many drops are in a vial.
Silas says, peace and wealth don't matter in the end. That's why I walk past. So
Very deep.
the door in front of you is slightly ajar. You don't feel different, Sylvia or Yusuke.
Why does Yusuke have a blue dot? I must have missed that one.
No, buddy.
He's
That's pass without a trace.
yeah, he has concentration
Oh.
spell running to give you guys +10 stealth.
Well, if Silas isn't gonna open the door, I'm gonna go into the next room.
All right.
Plus, I was gonna look through it.
So the door
Oh,
that takes you down to here.
Wow. Wow. What?
That was a joke.
What?
where did the rest of this map just come from? What?
Excuse me.
He's not just gonna give us a legendary artifact.
Oh yeah.
Dungeon crawl.
First, he needs 2 of his players to sell their soul in different ways.
He already did.
Very much in true character too. So
Yeah. Well, I'll make my way down the stairs. So.
Stepping down the
Making
dark
my way
stairs.
downstairs, walking fast, looking back, and I'm scared.
Doodly-doodly-doo.
Scared.
Doodly-doodly-doo.
As long as I'm Terry Crews singing this song.
Somewhere Cavo's like doodly-doodly-doo. Going down the dark stairs, you go down deeper into the ground. It gets the temperature gets colder
If
quickly.
that's what we're doing, Yusuke's gonna air guitar on his way down.
You approach another iron door. This one, however, is closed.
Wow.
If I push on it, will it move?
It slightly pushes just a bit. It's very heavy. It goes.
I'll help him push it.
You gotta push it real good.
Da, 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 da,
Push
da, da. Ooh. So
more.
behind this door is a huge 25-foot wide square chamber. The ceiling here, though, is 20 feet high, much higher than where you came from. The walls are carved to look like statues of elves who stand upon each other's shoulders and look like they're holding the ceiling up at the very top. There are 3 doors. One that I missed. There it is. One to the north, one to the west, and one to the south. All 3 doors are closed. However, at the center of the room stands 10 semi-transparent, ghostly, elvish figures that glow with dull, bluish, and black energy. Their backs are to all of you. 2 of them stand closer and away from the group. One of them wears an incorporeal cloak made of fox's fur. The other has a crown made of the horns of a stag. They just are turned away from you, not looking at you, unmoving, staring at the west door.
I whisper to the group, first the fox, then the stag.
Well, Silas is first, so
Yusuke's going to grab the wand of whispers. I'm gonna cast a message. I'm gonna target Captain Costa.
Okay.
We're in the temple if you're here. Kavwa said you might be still down here. Please let us know if you are here and if you need any help.
You speak Elvish?
Yusuke? No.
Okay. An Elvish language responds back to you, the same 5 words over and over again, almost like a chant, until it runs out. Bits swa kana ti bis swa kana ti.
Eek or Sylvia, what is the language that was on the tablets, or
It was Elvish.
I will attempt to repeat what the message said.
Okay, make performance.
yes.
20!
Not such a big dumb bear now.
Get them dice out of here. Them dice are too good.
Elvish.
Get that one word out of here.
No. That is what's keeping us alive in this moment.
Speaking the Elvish language, they repeat it back to you. And the words are, by my blood, open the door.
I'll tell the party that.
That's Captain Costa. She's here somewhere.
Dude, she's okay. So out of character, she's totally related to Thalriel. That's why nobody was fucking attacking her, because she was the last. She's like the last descendant of the fucking person. Ugh, it all makes sense now. By my blood? What?
Well, we don't have her, so we can't use her blood to open the door. Does anyone have any suggestions then?
That was all I character.
I think we should talk to the ghost with the fox fur first, and then talk to the ghost with the stag crown.
I'll agree with that. Sylvia knows what she's talking about there. Do we still have those items you picked up from that mound of flesh?
Yes, I still have the stag fur and parts of the stag horn, antler. But nothing to do with
Perhaps you
fox.
can give them as offerings?
Perhaps.
Do we know it's from the same animal? Is it possible both a fox and a stag died in the same spot?
mean, do we know if we even need to make an offering?
Let's talk to the ghost of Foxfur first and see what he says.
You lead the way. I'll be right behind you.
Yusuke's gonna look for like anything to prop the door open when we go through.
Okay. Yeah. There's some strewn rubble around that you can grab and prop the door as you step in.
Okay.
All 10 of the ghosts look away from you as you walk in.
I'll walk up to the ghost with the fox fur, and I'll speak to him in Elvish and say hello there.
Hello there, General Kenobi. He continues to stare at the west door, unmoving.
It's a trap.
If the fox fur ghost is staring at the west door, is the stag crown ghost staring at the same door or a different door?
Yep. All 10 ghosts are staring at the western door. They're all looking in this direction.
Perhaps we need to go through that door first.
Perhaps. I'll ask the ghost of the fox fur. Why are you all standing?
Stands there staring, unmoved. Slowly turns towards you. The chosen one has entered the chamber. She slowly turns away. In Elvish to you.
Yeah. Said the chosen one has entered the chamber. Could that potentially mean the captain?
It could
Relating
be
to
her.
the blood?
It could be one of us.
Could also be one of us.
Although none of us are elvish, so I doubt that.
Rizzo says, Silas, the chosen.
Yeah, low key Silas.
I'll walk over to the ghost with the stag crown and ask him the same thing while they're all standing there.
The one that claims the Revenant weapon. Become king. We wait to embrace.
I'll tell that to the party. And then say, who... Actually, I don't know what I'm going to say after that.
What is the Revenant weapon?
It's the...
That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we're
Honestly-
here more so just to collect, but which of us would actually use it?
This is the
I'm
bow,
gonna-
right?
I'm going to ask that to the ghost with the stag crown. Who is the chosen one to reclaim that art?
Doesn't respond.
I'll go to the ghost with Foxfur and ask the same thing.
Or a cold shoulder from the ghost. No response.
Alright. Well, they're not talking to me anymore. What do you guys want to do?
Out of game. Do we know what is in what the weapon is?
It's the Wail, so it can either be a two-handed scythe or you can break it down into two sickles.
That's right. I don't know why I didn't write that down. Thank you.
And it was the weapon used
Okay.
by the king to close the precipice of horror centuries ago.
Out of game, we're assuming that it's Silas's artifact weapon.
Whoever claims it becomes king of the Olothine people. And if you look at the article, it's also a sentient weapon.
Eeknik. Just kidding.
If you claim it, if you attune to it, you
No.
become the king of the Olothine people.
Queen.
Well,
Sure.
the way I see it, only two of us are actually from the Nevermore Expanse. If anyone would have the rightful heir, it'd be one of them, no doubt.
What I want to see
Well,
is
Be-
someone can justify being like Aragorn from Lord of the Rings and have a full pirate army around him.
Excuse me.
I don't think it would be me, seeing as my grandfather is Harlock.
But you're not Harlock.
That would be Silas then.
It's whoever
What
tunes.
is... First the fox, then the stag. Perhaps we start with the room next to the fox?
Perhaps.
I don't think Yuska and Iknik know that, but it doesn't matter now. We're far
Well,
gone.
Sylvia mentioned
Well,
that.
I mentioned it.
Okay.
So you want to open the northern door?
Yeah, I think we should open the northern door.
Fox first, right?
Opening the northern door. Spaced 5 feet apart are 5 stone sarcophagi. Each sarcophagi lid is carved to represent an elvish of royal descent. And the walls above them are alcoves blah, of the same tomb guardians that you saw when you first entered this temple. And each one has a glaive and stands at attention. In the eastern wall are 5 golden crowns. That's where the chest is. So where that chest is are 5 golden crowns, each on a separate shelf. Each crown looks to be well kept, golden, and shines bright and beautiful.
Wait. Sorry, where are the crowns?
Where the chest is, over here.
Okay.
So there's 5 crowns, so there's 5 shelves, one for each crown. So that they're in order like top, second, third, fourth, fifth. Each one is gold and is uncovered in dust. It looks pristine. But there are the 5 tomb guardians that sit standing there above the sarcophagi.
No dust. That's weird.
Sylvia, can you ask the fox, this ghost, about this room, maybe?
Yep. I'll ask the ghost of the fox. What do we have to do in this room? Do we have to put the crowns anywhere?
10 crowns for 10 kings.
But there are only 5.
There's
There's-
also 2 rooms we haven't
There's
explored.
also so I'll tell the party that, and upon telling the party that, I'm gonna enter the room.
Well,
I'm
no,
gonna-
ask them about which crowns go to who.
Oh,
Wonder if
I
that's-
was gonna investigate that. But I'll ask the ghost that. Who do the crowns go to? Which crown goes to who?
10 crowns for 10 kings.
Nah, that'd be too easy.
Yeah, that's it.
Question about the ghosts. Do they have like a figure to them? Like, can we tell that like they're male or female, aside from them being elves?
There's 10 of them.
That's my point. There's 10 of them.
Besides the one with the stag and the one with the fox, they all are just kind of very spectral and faded out. Tough to see which could be which. You do get the, I guess, the sense that each sarcophagi represents one of these ghosts, but it doesn't. There is no correlation of like which ghost would be which sarcophagus.
Okay, I'm gonna enter the room and I'm gonna investigate the sarcophagi.
Okay.
I'm gonna investigate each one.
So before we
See if they have like.
push this too far, it is 10.
Yes.
So do you guys want to stop here at the sarcophagi part, the puzzle, and pick it up next Monday, or do you want to continue?
I want to stop it here because it seems like a good stopping point, but I want to continue because it seems really fun.
But, it could
But
also
I don't
take
know
us a
how long.
while.
I don't know how long it will take.
I couldn't tell you because it's a puzzle.
Okay, I think it's best to stop it here because I like puzzles a lot. But
Yeah.
I'm awful at puzzles, so yeah, we should take a break. So my brain processed over 7 days.
oof.
Just for like reference, the southern room is the same.
Okay.
5
Yeah,
sarcophagi,
I
5 crowns.
understand.
So what I'm gonna
We gotta do the first 5 up here, I'm assuming, and then the
What?
bottom 5.
Yeah.
What Ika's gonna do is pour a drop of the elf water on each one of them. Not that it will matter in any way.
10 mummies attack! Ah!
Brendan
She's gonna do
Fraser
it.
breaks through the center door.
Oh no! But it's fat Brendan Fraser. He's gonna CR in 5.
It doesn't matter. It's bad. We're running.
Ah.
Doesn't matter. This has been so fun. Thanks, Bruce.
Yeah. So
This is really
next
good.
Monday, you guys will be dealing with the puzzle, and then whatever lies behind the door where the ghosts are looking,
Dun, 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 dun.
and someone will claim
Kill
Wail.
the person I was asking for help. What have I done?
Ah!
Should have fucking taken the scepter and the glaive.
And something's fucked up with Lucan.
Yeah.
No.
Ah!
What's up with Lucan? Like, that's the next show.
That's the next show.
Why does everyone hates Lucan?
What's up with Lucan?
What's up with Lucan?
I'm telling you, that wasn't Kabwa.
It might not have been.
It was a
No,
pretty
people won't
fucking
get scared
powerful
from-
bard, for sure.
So that means we'll pick up with this campaign next Monday. So join us next Monday at 7 if you want to see the puzzle and what lies behind the door. Hope to see you guys on Thursday at 7 as we're going to go through an Erenel workshop. And we're going to show off some stuff that's coming, some different content, new races, new classes, a new channel feature, which is pretty exciting.
Hey, Bruce.
Yeah.
Are we talking about the one shot on Thursday too?
We are. New one shot on Thursday. If you guys want to play with us. So hope to see you on Thursday. If you haven't followed yet, please do. If you want to subscribe on YouTube, also, that's super helpful. Please do. If you want to play games with us, join our Discord. Drop a chat. And we'll see you on Thursday. Have a good night.
Bye, guys.
The puzzle awaits.
That was such a good session. Like, holy cow, start to finish, it was so good.
We didn't
Yeah, I
have to
agree.
fight the Revenant again.
Wow.
You know what
I'm
also was
so
a really
happy.
good session? The one you didn't show up for.
Okay, I'm gonna go now, guys. Thanks. It's been real. See you never.